All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to CrivCast, a Pokemon podcast. It is a great day to make it a great day here, and we have some exciting news. We have some exciting features. It's going to be a great podcast today. I'm super excited. We have a special guest here today who we'll be introducing momentarily. But again, I am Criv Gaming 166. I am a Pokemon streamer over on Twitch, and we do these podcasts every Monday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Twitch. If you have not already, make sure you hit me with that follow in the link below. But without further ado, guys, we are going to go ahead and get rolling. And as always with these podcasts, it's time for a little Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
Okay, friends, tell me something good in the news today. First off, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to the one, the only, Chasey. I would like to give a congratulations to a couple streamer friends on hitting affiliate. Congrats to Kevy. And congrats to Brandon on getting his 50 followers. He is almost around the corner there for affiliate as well. Also, friends, in personal news, we go a little personal sometimes with the Tell Me Something Good. I'd like to congratulate my wife on getting some future interviews here with some of her new jobs that she's currently interviewing for. So there's always good things going on in the community, friends. If you have not already, make sure you join the Discord. Hit me with your something good, and you could also get a little feature on the Monday morning podcast. So that's our Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
Beautiful. Okay, we are actually going to drop things over, and we are going to switch to our special guest screen before we get to Pokemon in the news. So without further ado, I would like to welcome the one, the only, DinkyDinkelson. Dinky, how is it going, friend? Before we get going, kick me off. Who are you? What do you do? What do you do on your stream? Give me a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm DinkyDinkelson. I stream Pokemon. What a surprise. I stream mostly hardcore content, so I kill a lot of things. Like, a lot of stuff dies, and not in the good way, which is pretty sad, but I mean, it's gotta be done. I try to stream majority hardcore stuff, so hardcore ROMs, just the hard games in general. I'm gonna play some Pokemon Colosseum, which is one of it is the hardest based Pokemon game, which I'm gonna add some extra rules, which is a bit of a favorite of mine. I played it when I was a child. It was one of my first Pokemon games. It's a nostalgia feeling.
Hitting that nostalgia. I feel you.
Yeah.
Dinky, where are you from?
I am from the Netherlands.
Okay, friends, again, we have another international guest here with us. Again, we love our friends across the ocean. We are so glad that their time zones work out, so we are able to host them on our podcasts. Dinky, when do you normally stream Netherlands time? What's your schedule look like?
So my schedule, because I work different shifts, which makes it really hard for me to stream. So when I'm on evening shift, which is going to be this week, I'm going to be stream after work, which is going to be roughly 12:30 p.m. at like midnight.
Okay.
Midnight.
Okay.
And I'm going to stream for like 3 or 4 hours. And then the other two shifts that I have, I stream at like 2 p.m.
Okay.
Ish. 2 or 3 p.m. ish.
Okay. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Friends, Dinky's link will be in the description below. Make sure you check him out as a Pokemon streamer. Yes. He's doing some great things over on his channel, and we are very excited to have him here today. Also, he is rocking the best merch in the game right now. As you can see, we got some twinning going on. If you're interested in the merch as well, make sure you check out below. He's got the pink sweatshirt on there. We are rocking the blue sweatshirt over here. It's good stuff. But let's go ahead and move on to Pokemon in the news. Beautiful. So, Dinky, we will reflect on some of this together. First off, yes. Pokemon in the news. In the trading card game world, a first edition base set box has recently sold for the highest amount ever at $408,000 for a box of shiny pieces of cardboard. I love opening Pokemon cards here. 408,000 American dollars. I don't know what that is other currency, but it's more, clearly, because of the dollar's cheap.
It's definitely more.
Yeah.
So I expected it to go for more, to be honest.
Really?
I'm not big on... Well, I love the Pokemon cards. Absolutely love them. I love the art. I don't know anything about them at all, though. but I expected them to go for more, seeing as like, you know, the base Gen 1 sets are beyond expensive, right?
Exactly.
And affordable.
Right.
So I expected it to be more than 400k, to be honest.
I feel that. And I think that's going to
to
continue to go up. Here's the deal. These first edition boxes are finite. They're clearly not printing them anymore. Wizards of the Coast went out of business a good bit ago. They stopped working through printing the sets, and now Nintendo took it over, and the Pokemon Company took it over. But I think it's going to be interesting to see then what in turns happens to the price of a Charizard, a first edition pulled Charizard. Because right now those are going for like $250,000, which again, a single shiny piece of cardboard for the price of a house, and one of these boxes for the price of a car or a house. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting for sure. But that's one big thing in the news we got today. So those of you in the trading card game world, again, that price is going to only keep going up, especially as YouTubers and stuff keep opening the boxes. Because one day we're going to run out. So sealed collectors, close your ears, because those packs are probably getting opened by whoever bought that. But for those of you who like the packs, hey, who knows, more stuff on the market probably. Second in the news, and Dinky, I know we talked about this one a little bit before. Pokemon has recently bought the domain names for the Diamond and Pearl Pokemon games. They have re-upped the lease on them for some of the websites. Do we think this is a unofficial announcement that Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming? Dinky, what are your thoughts?
So, I don't think we should take it as a secure thing, but it's pretty high up there. I love those games. Absolutely love them. I remember breeding Chimchars. I don't know why I only had like 2 boxes full of Chimchars, but I had 2 boxes full of Chimchars.
Hey, you do you.
But that game, like, I played Pearl. Man, that game is so fun.
Okay.
If they actually do bring out a new release on that, like, yes. But I'm not sure. But it's hard to say because Nintendo's a bit weird on that, isn't it? Aren't they? Like.
They can do a little bit odd stuff, and I feel you. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl was actually Pearl that I got. Was my introduction back into Pokemon as an adult. I actually bought the Pearl game from GameStop about 2.5 years ago-ish. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. We were getting ready to go on the honeymoon. I needed something to do on the plane. And I was like, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time, and there's a gen I haven't played, so why not give it a shot? This was before the big Pokemon boom where you could still get those cartridges for like $20. Now they're like $80. The price of those keep going up as well, even though emulators exist. Not that we would ever use an emulator. But even with emulators existing, the price of those continue to climb. So I think it's going to be good things, and I think Nintendo is missing the boat if they do not relaunch it. With the amount of people that are hyping it, with the amount of people that are looking forward to it, they have a gold mine to basically just re-release the same game. They don't have to come up with new content. They just have to update the graphics. It can't be that hard. So I think that's gonna be big
They're
news.
gonna add a gimmick, like 100%. If they re-release it, they're gonna add a gimmick.
Well,
right?
I think the gimmick is gonna be open world. You know how I don't know. You played Pokemon Sword and Shield, right?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
Not actually. That's one of the few games I haven't finished.
I got you.
Because other stuff got in between, and then DLC got added.
I got you.
I played a little bit of the DLC, but I mean.
What they're looking to add, and from what my understanding is in a lot of these discussions, is the open world as far as, like, you know how Pokemon walk around in the grass and you can see, and then you have hidden encounters in the grass as well. Those Pokemon walking around that you can see are supposedly going to be there. I don't know if they're going to do the open world where you can catch every Pokemon, but at least the ones on the routes and stuff, the common Pokemon, will be out walking around so you can see what you got. As far as like a Nuzlocke and stuff like that, which I know we do, could be an interesting way to get to actually pick what we're gonna have as a Pokemon.
I mean, I would close my eyes.
You would chance it? Hell no. The way some of these Nuzlocks go, absolutely not. I will take any little help I can get. We already don't use items. We already do the set battle style. I don't know. But I think it's gonna be interesting. I definitely think it's gonna be something cool coming out. So there will be more news to come, I'm sure. But again, Nintendo has officially repurchased these websites.
What I do want to see of those games, though, is that I want to see, because they're probably gonna make it 3D, right?
Yeah.
I want to have a setting. I pointed this out last stream in chat. I want to have a setting where you can swap between 2D and 3D, right?
Okay, I see that. Now again,
because I know.
Let's face it, they're lazy. They're not gonna do that, Dinky.
but it's not. Because the thing is that they can just take the base art from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Right. I guess that's true.
You just have to recycle stuff.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, I think it remains to be seen But friends, that's what we got as far as Pokemon in the news. Again, keep an eye out. More information to come. Beautiful. Okay, now we are going to get to today's main segment of what Dinky and myself are going to be discussing. Dinky is convinced that he knows what's going on in the balancing world of Pokemon, where the strongest mons are, why they are there. We're going to be talking about balancing as we go through the gens. Now, gens 1 through 5, we're going to give Pokemon specifics. We're going to give the Pokemon that we feel are maybe a little overpowered or overtuned. And then also talk about the Pokemon that we think that they kind of missed the mark with. They had an opportunity to make something happen. They just aren't there. They're not viable for playthroughs. They aren't getting the love that they're supposed to be getting. Again, this is our opinion. You may think something completely different, and our aspect we're talking about is more on the playthrough and Nuzlocke side. I have not been super active on the competitive scene. Y'all know that. That's not a hint. Y'all have seen some of the Pokemon Showdown that we do, and I make dumb decisions because I don't know any better. But
I used to be, but like only one gen, so...
Exactly. So I think as we're going to be talking more as you're playing through the games and kind of working through it that way. So, there is no better place to start, friends, than Gen 1. These are the Pokemon that Dinky and myself have decided are maybe a little overpowered for what they got. And they are also going to be, as far as whose is whose, mine's going to be the top row, Dinky's is going to be the bottom row for what we've discussed. And kind of go through that way. So, Dinky, why don't you start me off with your two? What do you got?
So, I mean, we agree on the Persian, right? Persian is busted.
Correct.
I think that Snorlax is nuts. It's a secure encounter, right?
Guaranteed.
It can learn Hyper Beam, which is, in that game, a bit broken, just a tiny bit. It is super bulky. It has a huge special stat as well. It has a great learn set. It can learn a bunch load of TMs. You can give it rest. I mean, Snorlax is just really, really strong.
You create a special wall essentially with that amnesia.
Yeah.
Even then being able to rest and going through it that way, you can basically create an impenetrable force. And
oh yeah, and also you can have it amnesia into like special moves if you want.
Exactly.
You don't have to run Hyper Beam on it.
Correct, exactly, and that's before the physical special split, which we will get to when we get to that gen when that happened. Why Kadabra?
So I didn't want to put Alakazam on there because realistically, you're never gonna get an Alakazam. Like,
no, unless you have a brother that likes you. Exactly, doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're not gonna get the Alakazam. Kadabra is like also really good. It has a special stat of what, like 105 or 110 or something.
It's up there. Yeah.
It's really high. It being Psychic type is broken. Psychic type in Gen 1 is really, really good.
Yeah, because its only weakness, correct me if I'm wrong, is Bug, and nobody uses
and
Bug.
What
in first
they are
gen.
bugs.
Yeah.
Anybody watching? I just call them bugs. They're bugs.
We're gonna get to those in a minute because there are some bugs on my list here coming up. But okay, I feel that, and yeah. So this is before Kadabra and Alakazam became the glass cannon that they are today. The special stat was super overpowered. It was very difficult to take these Pokemon down. We all remember fighting Sabrina with her Alakazam, Kadabra, etc., and the Alakazam that we have to fight for our rival in the end game. So definitely creates some issues, especially as you get to some of those rivals fights. As far as my end, I put Persian on here, and I know you had Persian on your list as well. Gen 1, Slash was broken. You know what I mean?
It was broken, especially with a high-speed target like Persian.
Exactly. Persian has a high speed. It has a very high attack stat. You could probably, and not probably, you can. You could probably sweep the entire game with just a Persian. We all had our single playthroughs with our starter, but go ahead.
Meowth evolves early, right? Yeah. Meowth is super easy to obtain, so it's super easy even if you nuzlocke the game, you can get it. Like it's not uncommon to get a Meowth.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so that's why Persian is on there again. If y'all have seen some of the Showdown, you've seen how broken it is when you play by those rules. You get a Persian, it's game over. You get pretty much any Pokemon with Slash, it's game over. That's just the brokenness of the Gen 1. Not to mention the bad AI moves from the game itself, but that's a whole nother story. Now, I put Dragonite on here, and I know we said no legendaries, and I know Dragonite is technically a pseudo-legendary.
I mean, so I was considering Dragonite, but Dragonite evolves late.
It does.
Quite late in Gen 1.
Yeah.
Because I think Dragonite is fair game. However, Dratini sucks.
Dratini's bad.
Dragonair's okay.
Mediocre.
Yeah, it's okay. But that it evolves so late is like that was my big problem on that.
I absolutely agree. Now, here's one of the reasons I put Dragonite on here. I feel like Ice is super... Now, here's the Dragonite is what? The only dragon Pokemon in the game in Gen 1, correct?
Yeah.
Again, just making sure. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong in a lot of cases. There's not a lot of Ice moves. You have a handful of Ice Pokemon in the game. Going up against Lance, and Dragon Pokemon have a lot of resistances. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're not going to kill them with fire, grass, water, electric. You're not going to kill them with that stuff.
Flying type, you know?
Exactly. Most of our teams were built around those main elemental type moves, the fire, the water, the electric, because those are where the cooler Pokemon are at. Let's face it. You're not going in with a Graveler. You're not going in with a Machoke in a lot of cases. It ain't happening. And even if you did, the Machoke, the Dragonite usually knows flying moves too. So, I don't know. I feel like Ice is underrepresented. You do have the opportunity to use Blizzard, but I don't know. It always created a wall, and then at the end of the day, it did take a while to evolve. I'm not questioning that at all. But if you could get one on your team, you swept through. It's
late game that thing is nuts. Yeah.
Right. So those are our overpowered Pokemon of Gen 1. Here are where we think they missed a mark or are slightly undertuned. You can go ahead and start this one off, Dinky.
So I think I had not a completely different look. I had a bit of a different look on this, right?
Okay.
Because I have my mons that I think that are still incredibly usable.
Yeah.
But they're just overshadowed, right?
Okay.
So, Dodrio was my number 2 of the underused because it's a normal flying type. It looks bad. It doesn't look cool.
Design isn't there for you. Okay.
It's not there. That's why nobody uses it. Who cares about Doduo? It looks bad, you know. It's an ostrich.
Yep.
But it's got a really good moveset. It has an amazing typing in Gen 1. Flying normal is amazing. It gets stabbed. I'm pretty sure it learns Hyper Beam as well. So it gets stabbed Hyper Beam. You know, it's fast. It hits hard. And it being normal flying is actually pretty decent defensively.
Now, here's my argument on the Dodrio for why it is underused. You get Pidgey and Sparrow at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You go through the game with these Pokemon. You do not get a Doduo, I believe, until the 4th or 5th gym as you're playing through the games.
I think.
4th. Fuchsia, right? Maybe you can get it sooner.
Yeah,
but
I think maybe a bit later.
Or Safari Zone. Or it's in the
there.
Safari Zone. You know what I mean? So I think this is a flying Pokemon. By that point, you put so much work into this damn Pidgey. To get it into a Pidgeotto or a Pidgeot, you're like, absolutely not. Nope, it's staying on the team. We're not even going there. So I think that's one of the main reasons Dodrio gets overlooked.
Yeah, and as well as, you know, especially, like, nobody really remembers Dodrio because when everybody was a child, it's exactly as you said, they all run after it, and it's like, whatever, I have a Pidgey anyways.
Right.
I have a Pidgeotto.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know, I feel that it gets underused, even though it's pretty good.
I got you. Why Hypno?
Oh man, Hypno is just, honestly, I think Hypno is better than Kadabra. It learns amazing moves, like amazing moves. It learns Hypnosis.
Yeah.
It's Psychic type. It's got it's incredibly bulky, right? It's not bad defensively, like in normal defense, it's not bad, but it's got a huge special stat and it's got good HP.
I will say, I believe
powerful.
the disappointment in Hypno is in Drowsy.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Drowsy's not a great Pokemon. It looks like it's got something it shouldn't on its face, especially in the original sprites. It's just, you don't want to be walking around with a Drowsy in that gen when you're right. You could have gotten a Kadabra earlier.
Yeah, again, right, Drowsy isn't bad. I want to point out that I beat Matt with a Drowsy when he had a Mewtwo.
Okay.
I had a Drowsy and it knew Amnesia.
Right.
And I was able to just get one Amnesia off, and I won. Like, straight up. Just swept with a Drowsy.
Okay. I got you.
It's just better. You know, it's I don't know. I feel that Pokemon is pretty good.
Yeah, definitely probably something that continued to be underused. On my end, I was looking, so Farfetch'd itself.
What a cool Pokemon. Honestly.
Yes, but so underpowered.
So bad.
It's so bad. Now, again, they gave it Surfetched in Sword and Shield, which is legit. But we're talking Gen 1 here.
I'm sad. I'm incredibly sad that they made it pure fighting type.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree there, but it's I don't know. I'm so disappointed with Farfetch'd. Everybody knows the trade that gives you ducks in the first gen. You know what I mean? Yeah. And again, you get a Pokemon with boosted XP. Why not? They could have given this Pokemon something to make it usable, and it's just not. You got Pharaoh, you got Pidgeotto at that point. Your case, you can get a Dodrio if you really want a different flying Pokemon later. Yeah. In what world do you use a Farfetch'd? Bad. It's not there.
You
now,
don't.
The second one is Sandslash.
Oh, man.
We're going... I like Sandslash as a Pokemon.
I love Sandslash. I love that you put him on there. That's why I said the way that we look at this is completely different, right?
I think he's underused. At the end of the day.
Oh, he's definitely underused, but he has a reason that he's underused. You want to know his learn set?
Its learn set is not good. I don't disagree.
It's really bad.
It's quite bad, but I think they could have done more with this Pokemon. I think they could have.
Oh, for sure.
There's no reason he should not have a complete ground/rock moveset.
Why does Marowak get a specific ground move at the start, and Sandslash doesn't get anything the entire game? Like he doesn't learn a single ground move.
Correct. I 100% agree. I think they could have done better with that one. I think Gen 1, they were just getting started. I will cut them some slack. They were just getting started with the game. They didn't have much places to grow. Now, in the future gens, I'm not going to be as nice because you had time to learn and you didn't. That's your fault, not mine. So I think Gen 1 will cut them a little slack. But let's head a little bit here into Gen 2 with where we think overpowered Pokemon are. Now, I'm going to be honest, Dinky. You're doing me dirty here. Because I see an Ampharos up on that screen.
Yeah.
Now, in case you didn't know, I like Ampharos a little bit. Mm-hmm. Hit me with I get Blissey. Hit me with Ampharos, and then we'll go to Blissey.
So Ampharos, man, that Gen 2, what a disappointment, honestly. The designs are so cool that most of them have really, 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 really bad moves. It's very disappointing. However, Mareep is amazing. Mareep evolves early into Flaffy at level 18, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Flaffy is good. You get it all the way up to 34?
Okay.
And, I mean, it's a pure electric type, which is really, really strong. It only gets supered by earth moves, by ground types.
Moves, yep.
And, I mean, it learns a lot of good moves. It can learn Thunder Wave. You know, like it's just
it's a solid
it got really good stats as a whole, anyways.
Okay. Just hit my hell on my mic. I apologize. What about Blissey? Why is Blissey up there?
I mean, so Blissey, man, that Pokemon is what 255 base health, 250 or 150 special defense.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's Snorlax 2.0 is what you're saying.
It doesn't die. As long as you give it something that can, because this thing, Chansey kinda is hard to use because Chansey can't kill.
Yeah.
But Blissey, for some reason, has a shitload of special attack as well.
Yep.
So you could just give it special moves, which it learns a lot of, by the way. It learns all of the moves all the time.
It's a beefcake. You combine that with some of the healing moves and stuff it can learn, you will not kill this thing. I mean, you
can.
You need low kick. Low kick will kill this Pokemon, but other than that, if you're not prepared with a fighting type, you're in for a slog. No questions.
Did you know that a Volt Tackle also kills it?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I did. I found out the other day.
It's some bad experiences. A Volt Tackle kills it. I got you.
It was a Jolteon that used Volt Tackle.
So I put 2 up there. I put Kingdra up there because, again, an introduction of another dragon Pokemon. I think they should stop making these dragons only the final form and like the best Pokemon in the game. I'm tired of it. Give us some early dragons, that sort of thing, and maybe change them up a little bit. But this thing was always a wall. I believe the second gym leader had a Kingdra before you could really get anything to kill a Kingdra. Electric is what, neutral
was it
or
like
still...
the 4th?
What's up?
The 4th? The 4th gym?
No, 8th gym. Did I say 4th? I might have misspoke. 8th gym.
You said 2nd.
Oh, wow. I think I meant 2nd gen. The 8th gym, I apologize.
Gen. Okay, yeah.
The 8th gym is where Kingdra shined because it was the dragon gym leader, and you didn't really have anything to kill her. It was always super frustrating, and it was just difficult, and I feel like this Pokemon was just put in the game to be difficult.
it also has what do you call it, right? They introduced abilities in this, and it had sniper.
Was that Gen 2? I don't know if that was
think it
Gen
was
2
Gen
abilities. I think it was Gen 3. Gen 3 was.
Maybe Gen 3.
Yeah. So, that's why I have Kingdra up there. Now, Miltank, I feel like, is a similar boat as Blissey. It is a lot of healing moves. It has a much better attack stat, and it is still very tanky. We all remember... Go ahead.
So, Miltank is... in my Nuzlocke, I had a Miltank and a Blissey, right? And I threw the run, but I had a Miltank and a Blissey, and they cover each other perfectly. Because
exactly.
They're both normal types. Normal types are amazing.
Correct.
They're probably the best defensive type. But the thing is that it's super bulky in defense.
Yeah. No,
It's not amazing in special defense. It can take a hit in special defense, but it's purely a defensive tank.
And I think we all remember the nightmare that is Whitney. In the first playthrough that we did. You didn't have a fighting type prepared because nobody really uses a lot of fighting types oftentimes. Especially because early in the game, they're not that great. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of flying type Pokemon early in the games for some reason, so fighting types never do well.
Most of the stuff that you have are all physical moves, apart from your starter. If you picked Cyndaquil, she's gonna super effective you with a rollout.
And everybody picked Cyndaquil, let's be honest. Everybody still picked Fire Starters at that point.
There's a few that picked Totodile. I picked the Grass Starter because I love Bulbasaur. I was like, oh, Chikorita looks kind of cute. So I was able to beat it, no problem. But the rollout is scary. Just as soon as it gets 2 off, I mean, it's pretty over at that
exactly.
point.
If it can start ramping up and you don't have proper status moves or something, you're done.
Yeah.
So we got some overpowered there in Gen 2. Now let's talk about Gen 2. We brought up bugs previously, but I will let you go ahead and start this one off. And I'm surprised Wobbuffet is up there, because if you use it right, it doesn't matter. But let's hear it.
So, Octillery, man, you know this. Octillery is pretty good.
I've experienced that.
Uses it. Octillery is really, really strong. It's got an amazing learn set in Gen 2.
Yep.
One of the very few that has a good learn set. The thing is, everybody forgets about it because it evolves from a fish.
Remoraid. Nobody, and here's the deal, and I'm going to be honest, early on, I did not know that's how you got Octillery. If you did not have the guide for Gen 2, the internet was not as pertinent then as it is now, especially if younger kids are playing it. You didn't get free reign back there. No offense, kids. Our parents did not give us cell phones at 9 years old. Didn't happen.
It didn't exist.
Exactly.
Well, they existed. But...
They did exist, but they were pretty sure they were still in a box at that. That was one of the evolutions that you're like, I got to deal with this freaking Remoraid. And you're just like, screw it. We were already frustrated enough that we had to grind up a Magikarp. We were not doing it again for a second Pokemon.
The thing is, it looks like a Magikarp a little bit. It's a fish.
Yeah.
But it was, Magikarp is like, oh, well, it evolves into Gyarados, right? But you don't know what Remoraid evolves into, ever.
Exactly. What's up with Wobbuffet?
And so Wobbuffet, I mean, that Pokemon is nuts, isn't it?
If used right.
It's a pure Psychic type, which is really good defensively. It can always take a hit. It can always kill a mon. All it needs to do is you need to know if they're going to use a special or a physical move. As long as you got that under control, I mean, you're going to kill.
And against
100%.
second gen AI, they improved the AI, but it was not that difficult to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So, but why is he on your underpowered though? You just don't think people used it as much?
No, I have him as underused.
Oh, I might have pulled from the wrong list. Okay.
So I had a not specifically underpowered. That's why I said I underused.
Underused. Okay, you have him on underused. I agree with the underused thing. Yes.
Dodrio and Hypno as well, because they're underused, but they're good.
Yes,
I agree. I said we pulled from different files, but I mean, like, that works, right? Because
no, absolutely that works. So the reason I have bugs on here, I don't hate bug Pokemon. They do not have a good rap. They always give them crap typings. No offense. You know what I mean? Making a bug that's grass and bug. Why are you doing that? They're already weak to fire. You don't need to make them 4 times weak to fire. And I think both Ledian and Ariados, I love using Ariados, and I always use Ariados in my playthroughs. Always when I do Gen 2. What's up?
It's a cool mod.
Yeah.
Ariados is super cool looking.
It's a cool looking Pokemon. I think putting the poison type on it was well. It was well. Wow, English was good.
Yes.
Yes. But it was
Very
not
well.
executed well. So I think Ariados could have used a little bit beefier stats, and it could be usable.
So the problem with I think the stats are okay. It's a bit slow, but the stats are okay, especially for an early evolution like that.
Right.
The thing is, its learn set sucks. Again,
Its
really,
learn set
really
isn't
bad.
Poison did not have
It
a lot
has-
of moves back then. I agree.
Yeah, but
with
it has Poison Sting as its only poison type
yeah.
move. It learns Constrict, Leech Life, which is 20 base power, and Fury Swipes, which
Yeah.
is 18 base power. And then don't worry, at level 63, it learns Psychic, which is a special move.
Yeah.
it's a
They really
physical attacker.
screwed the pooch. And actually talking about this goes into Ledian as well. Ledian is a Pokemon that can learn Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch. And its physical attack is garbage. Literal garbage.
Yeah.
I don't know why they went this direction with it. Now again, I know this was pre-physical special split. I know we're talking different things here. This Pokemon could have been great. In what world does that look like a special attacker? Tell me. What world? Look at that
I mean, it
Pokemon. Tell me.
doesn't- It's a special defensive wall, is what it is, but I mean, that's kind of it. It does learn both screens, I think, at Gen 2, which is
It
not
does.
bad.
It does. Yeah.
So I do, yeah, it does learn both Reflect and Light Screen,
Right.
which is better in Gen 2 than in Ariados, to be
But
honest.
what? That doesn't look like a tank Pokemon either. It looks like it's something
Nope.
that should be running the front lines. It should.
does.
It
It looks like a
shouldn't learn
physical
Light
attacker.
Screen and Reflect. It shouldn't.
I mean, it's a ladybug, isn't it? So I mean, it makes a little bit of sense.
I
It's
don't know.
it's a glittering bug. You know, the back of a ladybug always shines.
Yeah, I get that. That's a lightning bug. That's not the same one.
No, I mean like the back. It's always shiny.
Oh yeah, because of the shell, because of the carapace or whatever on
The
it.
shell, yeah, the shell is.
No, I
shiny.
got you. I don't know. All I know is Pokemon. Stop doing these bug Pokemon dirty. I wish I could say you did better in future gens, but you didn't. You messed it up. Thank you.
There's some good ones.
Lies.
Eh. Lies.
Okay, third gen. We're hitting some overpowered, and we definitely took different ways. I do not disagree with your Pokemon by any stretch, but hit me with why you got who you got here for Gen 3.
So, Gardevoir, the only bad one is Ralts. Ralts is not that bad. As soon as it learns Confusion, it can actually kill, right?
Yep.
Again, it only gets supered by Dark types and Bug types. And as we know, they're bugs. Who cares? Dark types are pretty scary.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Gardevoir is so easy obtainable because it's in the first route. It's a low encounter rate, but it's very obtainable. Everybody uses Gardevoir. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's got an amazing learn set. It's super bulky. It's really fast for some reason. You know, it's just, man, Gardevoir is amazing.
So you're
It also is
you're
pretty.
putting is that we didn't have a choice but to use Gardevoir because of how good it was.
Kind of.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that.
Everybody at least, you know, use the Gardevoir. So,
Okay.
Swampert. This is my only starter pick out of all of them, right?
I feel that.
Because I fill in all Gen 8 and we can see what we can discuss. But out of all Gen 8, this is the only one I think is worth to put up there.
He's a strong boy.
Man, that typing. Water, ground, such a learn set. It's really versatile. It can hit physical and special. Man, it destroys a loads of gyms. It's nuts.
They
just
took out
nuts.
the ability for your water starter to be beaten by a Pikachu.
Exactly.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? And it's, don't get me wrong, put it up against a grass Pokemon, you're screwed. But if we're talking playthrough and not competitive, that didn't happen. It never happened. It was just, I don't know. I get that, and I feel why they did that. But the AI is not smart enough to always have grass trainers. And if you have a grass trainer, you just don't use the Pokemon, and you're completely
Exactly.
fine.
You could just switch out. Who cares?
Exactly. So
Because it's a grass type, you have something in your party that resists grass type.
Right.
You either have another grass type, or you have a bug type, or you have a flying type. Like, you will get one of those things.
I agree. Now, on my side, this was the introduction of abilities into the game.
Yes.
I think Wonder Guard is ridiculous.
Oh, man. I love
So
Shunninja.
stupid.
I was very, very tempted to put Shunninja in my underused. Not
See?
underpowered, underused.
I think it's underused, but I think if you use it correctly,
It's like Wobbuffet, but harder.
you know what I mean? It does have quite a few weaknesses. I don't disagree. But if we're talking playthroughs, you can be smart enough that you can lock most gyms with this Pokemon, and you can lock most trainers. It's a strange Pokemon, and it's not very strong. But if you get through what you need to, well, with like Shadow Ball and stuff, I mean,
Yeah, it does look. By the way, remember that like ghost types are physical in this gen, right?
that's true. Yeah,
And it learns in Gen 3. It actually learns Sword Stance.
that is true. That is true. You can get
So
that thing
you
beefed
can-
up. You can set up big time.
Exactly. As
And roll.
long as you can manage to either swap into something that can't hit you, you can just Sword Stance and sweep.
Swords Dance up potentially. I believe it can learn a speed increasing move as well.
Yeah, I
could
think
be
it
wrong,
learns
but I think it
agility.
can learn agility. You could set up on something that can't hit you, and then you've just swept the entire gym.
Also, how cool
Perfect.
is it to get that Pokemon?
Oh, legit.
The idea is so cool, man.
I agree. You get your 2-for-1. Definitely a strong suit there. Now, Sableye. The first introduction really of a Pokemon with no weakness. I know we get to Spirit Tomb here later on. I think he's underused. I didn't use him. I'm gonna be honest. He is definitely
Yep.
underused, and I know this is strong Pokemon, but knowing now what I knew then, why didn't we use him? You know what I mean? It's like we didn't really, I think, comprehend pre-internet. No weakness would be fantastic, when really
But it's kind of good. It also it's
solid.
Ghost type, so it also has 2 immunities to
Exactly.
normal and fighting.
exactly. So I think we missed a boat there with him for sure.
Yeah. So the problem that because I was very much tempting to put him on there, right? The thing that I had as a problem with him is that his stats are, for a non, it can't get super effective, right? Its stats are pretty good.
Right.
It's just slow. That's it.
Yeah.
The thing is, its moveset sucks.
That's true. Yeah. No, its moveset is not great, and Dark as a whole still has to this point has not gotten the love it needed. It does in future gens, but the Dark movesets are not always fantastic.
Oh, here, yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
it-
sharp.
Yeah, now it's great.
Yeah.
But if we're talking at Gen 3 level, Dark has not
It
gotten
does-
the love that it needed.
Yeah, it does learn Fake Out, which I absolutely love because it's just a free hit.
Right.
Fake Out is good.
Yeah.
It also learns Feint Attack, but that's his best.
That's its best Dark move, I believe. I don't think it learns Crunch or anything like that, so I
That's
don't
his
know.
best move, man.
Yeah.
Just
Which
60
is a little
base power.
disappointing.
Not great.
Let's get into... Oh, let's see. Is this going to work? There we go. Let's talk into Gen 3 underused, and we agreed on one of these. That's why it's on my end, because you had more Pokemon than I did at the end of the day, which is fine, but I'm stealing that one. Hit me with
That's okay.
Torkoal and Zangoose.
Okay, so Torkoal, these are underused, right? Yeah.
Underused.
So Torkoal and Zangoose. Zangoose, I love. It's pretty quick. It's a normal type. I love normal types. They're probably my favorite typing to use. They're my favorite typing to use. Because they get so many good stab moves. It learns Sword Stance. It learns Return.
Yep.
You can Sword Stance stab Return in this game.
It breaks it. I agree.
This is also when the special and physicals play with
Not yet.
moves happened.
Not yet.
Wait,
Gen 4. This is
Oh,
Gen
wait,
3.
This is still Gen 3.
This is still Gen 3. Yeah,
I
no.
thought we were already talking Gen 4. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so stab normal types,
Yep.
right? Really good physical attack, amazing stats. It's just a really good normal type that nobody uses.
He got over.
Nobody.
The reason I think he got overshadowed is when you look at the main trainer that would have used him, which is the normal gym. Norman has a slacking.
Slacking, yeah.
You see a stronger normal type that you would. Truant is it Truant? Whatever, the loafing around thing.
Right. Triant.
Whatever it is. I think it got lost in the mix. I think that is what happened to this Pokemon. I think they could have featured him a little bit better. I think Zangoose just got lost in the mix upon other good Pokemon.
Yes, it's not a Snorlax.
It's not a Snorlax, exactly. What about Torkoal?
Torkoal, actually really good. There's not a lot of fire types in Gen 3.
Right.
Everybody goes for a Cyndaquil, so you don't need Torkoal. Torkoal looks bad.
Torchic,
It doesn't
yeah.
look amazing. Oh, sorry, Torchic, my bad.
You're good.
The thing is that it doesn't look amazing, but it's pretty bulky, man.
It is a
base
bulky
fire
mod.
type is actually really good.
It is a bulky mod.
Because what is it? It gets supered by ground types,
Ground and
by
water.
rock types,
I think that might
and
be
water
rock.
types.
Yeah. Now, I think Torkoal separates himself a little bit because you look at his counterparts, which are going to be your Macargos and your Macargo and what's the other one? Camerupt.
Camera. Oh,
They lose their resistances to some things, or their 4x to water, or something like that. So I think I agree. I use Torkoal in my runs personally. Now,
I
switching
think Torkoal's really good.
exactly. Switching to my side, Relicanth. It's a solid Pokemon.
Our side.
Our side? I'm taking it on my
Yeah.
side. I'm taking it on my side.
Okay.
Relicanth.
Alright.
The reason I have Relicanth, and you can tell me why you had him on yours too. Relicanth for younger children was the means to an end because you needed Relicanth to get some legendary Pokemon. Well, I think it's the Regis. I think you needed Relicanth to get the Regis. Other than that,
I'm not sure.
you can only catch him pretty late in the game. By that point, you've pretty much already established your crew. Now, fantastic Pokemon, but I think he definitely got overshadowed by his original use.
So the reason that I have him on there, I think that is really good because of his typing. He has a really good typing, right? Rock water is actually really good.
Pretty dope.
As well as it's got good stats.
Yep.
And rock being physical, I think it learns ancient power.
It does learn ancient power, and I believe its ability can be Rock Head, which makes it so the
It's
non-flinching
Rock Head.
moves hit. Yeah.
It learns takedown. It also learns double edge. Wow. Rock head double edge. Good.
Solid Pokemon.
Yeah, it's really strong. I think it's super underused.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I put Swalot on here, and I've been in a lot of other people's streams who disagree with me on this.
I love that Pokemon.
A lot of people hate this Pokemon, but it is a discount muck. It is what it is. That is the design behind it. That is the moveset behind it, and they did not give it the beef that it needed to be competitive against a Pokemon like that. So that's why you did me dirty with Swalot. I love Poison Pokemon. It is probably my favorite typing. Do better, Pokemon. Stop it with the bugs. Stop it with the poison. They can be strong Pokemon. You do not have to nerf them out like that. And again, Gulpin was very difficult to use because it was very squishy. It's freeform evolution.
Yes.
It was not a great one. It evolves a little bit later than the others that you catch on similar routes and stuff like that. It just wasn't there. So
I love this pick, right? Because when I played Pokemon XD when I was a kid, this was actually one of the few shadow Pokemon that you could catch.
really,
Well, like Gulpin,
okay.
and you get it early. And man, Gulpin is funny looking.
Oh,
I
it's a
love
funny
that
looking
Pokemon. I think, personal opinion, I think that this is better than Muck. It learns Yawn,
Yeah.
right? It learns Yawn. It learns poison moves. It learns Amnesia. It can learn Stockpile. It learns Body Slam. I mean, it learns Toxic by itself.
It's got some options. It's
Good.
options. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I just think they still did it a little dirty. I think they saw it as a
Oh, yeah,
discount
for sure.
muck and they didn't give it the support it needed.
Yep, it looks funny.
Okay, we are at Gen 4 at this point. So this was the introduction of the physical special split here, which was a big thing for Pokemon. Because before that, correct me if I'm wrong, just in my research and my base understanding of it, means if they had a higher special attack, it would be a special move. If they had a higher physical attack, it'd be a physical move, right? Or is that wrong?
I thought it was depending on moves. No.
Is it still dependent on moves? Regardless.
I think Gen 4 was just as soon as they swapped moves. No.
That's
I'm
true.
not sure.
I think you're right. But it's regardless. The physical special split came in, which kind of changed the way we went about Pokemon. And Pokemon like Alakazam became much weaker because it lost its wall, which was just its special.
Well, no, that special split happened straight up at Gen 2.
That was Gen 2. That's right. When it went special
Yeah.
defense. This is the move set when physical. And
This is
okay,
the
you're
moveset,
right.
yeah.
This is the move set when that happened. So you did get more stuff to play with. So I apologize. I clearly mistook that. But
It's okay.
regardless, why do you have the Pokemon on here that you do?
So I have Gastrodon as it's a discount Swampert.
Yeah.
You know, It's a discount Swampert.
Yeah. Tankier, I think, too, though.
It's a bit tankier. Doesn't hit as hard.
Right.
Doesn't matter, though. Great typing. Well, what a surprise. It has an amazing learn set. It learns Earthquake in its moveset. It is super easy to obtain.
Yep.
Man, there's so many Shellos encounters.
Exactly.
Also, male and female are different forms, which is amazingly cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Not a
Really
lot of
cool
options
touch.
with that. I mean, we saw that a little bit in the Nidoqueen, Nidoking line earlier, but other than that, there's not a lot of male-female. We got the Combi,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about here in a second. But,
Combi.
yeah, we'll talk about that here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a discount Swampert. It's really good.
Okay.
It's just really good.
What about Lucario?
Lucario is even better because Lucario has a really good typing. It only gets supered by a couple of things. It hits incredibly hard. Riolu is a secure encounter because the guy at the Iron Island gives it to you. So
Okay.
it gets a great learn set. It can use both special and physical moves. So even if you get a special move that you want to give it that it can learn, you can give it because it's got good special.
I got you. I agree. I agree with
It's a
that.
steel
Lucario.
type. I mean,
Yeah. Lucario hits a little bit different. I think on my end, I picked Floatzel because Floatzel is super fast. Floatzel hits very hard. Now he's a water type, so he
water
doesn't
typing
have
is amazing.
exactly. He doesn't have too many weaknesses. I think overall it can be a solid Pokemon. Talking about Mismagius here, this thing is different. It just hits different. At the end of the day, it is a ghost type, which again, it is a solid ghost type, which we know is good. Again, things like what took down Gengar and that sort of thing that we saw on the ghost side of things is Earthquake. You know what I mean? It's not having Levitate, not having those moves. This thing being a strict ghost type makes it so powerful. And I don't think
Yes.
people understand it. It's a fast Pokemon. It hits very hard. And its learn set for a ghost type is insane. And you can even branch that out to some psychic moves and stuff like that.
So the problem that I have, right, with both of yours is that I love Floatzel. It's really powerful. But I think he only really knows he only knows Aqua Jet, right, as a physical move, and
Correct.
all up to Waterfall.
Correct.
And Waterfall is 7th gym?
Yeah.
So that's quite a bit away.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Mismagius is a bit unobtainable in my opinion, because I think you have to trade it, right?
Do you have to trade for Mismagius? I
Or
could
do
be
you have
wrong.
to level it up with an item?
Regardless.
Regardless, it requires an item,
Okay.
right? Because I think I was
I think it's
thinking
a
about
Dusk
doing
Stone. I think it's a
Scissor at
Dusk
some
Stone.
point. But
Yeah, I think it's a Dusk Stone for level up.
Maybe it's a Dust Stone. Okay, then it's not that bad. If it's
No.
a Dust Stone, that's not that bad.
I feel like when I've used
lo-
it in gens, I just feel like nothing really stands up well to it. I think it's got
Yes.
some solid
Pure
stuff
Ghost
there.
typing, super good. Yeah.
Right.
I
So
honestly think pure typings are really good defensively.
I
Just one
100%
single
agree.
typing.
I 100% agree. Things that are not dual typed definitely hit a little differently. So let's talk Gen 4 Pokemon that you feel are a little bit different. And then, Dinky, we are actually just due to time. We're going to be skipping over Gen 5 and we're going to get into Z moves, Megas, Dynamax, and etc.
Sounds good. I want your opinion on yours first,
Okay.
because I see someone's there.
Chingling I have literally never used. Never. I
Okay.
feel like it's a useless Pokemon. When you fight them in battles, I feel like it needs an evolution. I
It
don't know
does.
why
It evolves into Chimecho, bro.
Oh, does it evolve into Chimecho?
Yes.
I've never used this Pokemon.
I actually used one, and it sucks.
But I'm pretty sure Chimechos also are not great.
They're so bad.
I think they
Really,
needed
really
to do
bad.
more with this Pokemon. I just don't think it's 100% there. Now, Combi. They're doing us
Yes.
dirty on bugs again. Vespiquen is fine,
Vespiquen is amazing.
but you get like a 10% encounter rate for a freaking female Combi,
Yep.
and it's mainly from the honey trees. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's not nice.
Really
me a
cool
different
design,
form.
though.
I
But
love
think about it, man. You can have a Vespiquen on your team, and you can have a Beedrill, and you can have the other ones could just be male combis.
Why couldn't you have just given it like a Beedrill evolution? Work it into the I don't know. I think
I
they
agree.
wasted a Pokemon, and this Pokemon makes me angry because I like bug Pokemon. I don't hate them. I'm not one of those people who's like, I'll never use a bug on my team. I don't care. But
think bugs
you
are amazing.
made this so
Armaldo.
frustrating for me to only have to get a female one, and especially being a Nuzlocke, this is bull. This is a load of bull, and Pokemon knows it, so please stop it and give me something else I can turn Combi into. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my rant on my side. I'm interested. I'm assuming Spiritomb falls under the underused, because overpowered is definitely
Underused.
one of the things that falls there. So, but hit me with
Yes.
your two.
Man, Spiritomb is a monster, right? It's super good. It's amazing. You know, it's got the perfect typing.
Agreed?
It is just way better than Sableye. It has really bulky stats.
Right.
It gets sustain in its kit.
Right.
It gets curse as well if you want to give it curse. It has Shadow Ball, I believe. It has
Yep.
Dark Pulse. I mean that mon is
solid.
pretty good.
It is hard to obtain, which I think is why people don't do it.
Yes.
Because you got to do the underground stuff for Spiritomb, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think like as soon as you do the underground stuff, I think he's like pretty high up there to get, right?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And then you have Ambipom.
I hate this Pokemon.
Which-
This Pokemon has ruined like 4 Nuzlocke for me, but go ahead.
I wonder why. It's like it can hit incredibly hard
a
with a
train.
stab move. If you're lucky, you can get a tactician on it, which I don't know if you know about what that does. But it's
Powers up same
pretty
type damage,
damn-
right? Yeah, it's
no,
insane.
tactician is anything that is 60 power or below does an extra 50% damage.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you have stab 50% and tactician 50%. So like for example, double hit, instead of it being 35 base power per hit, it goes up to
53.
quick 50.
Yeah, 53.
No more, because it's doubled, right?
Oh, it's doubled?
it's like-
Okay, so
It's 70.
Yeah, 70.
70 per hit. So it's 140 base power move
That's dirty.
for a double hit.
That's why this thing killed me. I clearly didn't know that.
Nuts.
This thing absolutely ran train on multiple Nuzlocke. So, and I agree. I think I never really used an Ambipom. Clearly, I should have, and I think a lot of other people are in the same boat. But I do
I
think
mean,
it's difficult
Apom-
to get.
Apon evolves with double hit, which he learns at like 32,
Okay.
I think. Which is Apon is really good. I think all the way up to like level 28. But if you grind those extra 4 levels, I mean, Ambipom is amazing.
Yeah,
the
I
entire
think
game.
it falls into one of the categories that people don't want to grind this Pokemon that high. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I think that's where a lot of it comes into. But, so friends, we are actually going to skip Gen 5. And we are going to get into Megas, Z-moves, V-moves, Z-moves, whatever the heck they are. I don't really use them. And Dynamaxing.
Z-moves.
So,
Blech.
Megas were introduced in Pokemon X and Y, correct?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Megas? What do you think they did for the game? Again, this conversation is about balancing. So do we think it added... Did we overtune things? Did it add a good balancing act? Where are your views on that?
So, I love that you can only use 1 Mega per team.
Okay.
Really good balance. That's one thing. They made it perfect. That's like, they couldn't have made it better. I love the idea that they made Pokemon that are not used a lot, like Sableye, right? And they gave that a Mega. However, giving like the starters a Mega that are
Charizard.
already good. Charizard has 2, man.
Yeah.
And one of them has Drought.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Because this is like, the Mega stuff is stuff I actually really know about, because that's when I play competitive.
Right.
I love that they made Megas a thing. I just think that they completely overbulk some of them, right? I don't know if you know anything about Megas, but man, Mega Kangaskhan is not fun.
I've gone
Because
through the list. Yeah.
even if you burn a Mega Kangaskhan, you can give it. People give it Facade. I used to give mine Facade, so it
And
still
it
does.
just over.
Because it's still a normal type, man.
Yeah.
Stat normal type Facade, even if you get burned, and otherwise you can give it Return of Frustration.
It's insane.
Like, man, I loved the idea of Megas, which I think they should have expanded on instead of using Z moves and Dynamaxing. But
I agree.
they just overtuned some of them. Like, why give Garchomp a Mega? Garchomp is one of the best Pokemon in the game as is.
I think using Megas, and this is kind of, instead of going gen by gen, let's kind of talk about this as a whole. I agree. I think Z moves are useless. I think it was a dumb
Yes.
addition to the game. I think they could have built out what they did with Megas more. And I like the concept, and I think they tried to completely flip it as they introduced Dynamaxing.
Maybe.
Megas, I feel like, again, they made some Pokemon too strong. I agree, because you can only use one Mega per team. Every team can get one. You know what I mean? Let's even talk, if you're just doing a base playthrough, though, you're rolling with your Mega. You can solo the game with your Mega, and it's done.
As long as you keep it.
It's done. You know what I mean? But I think in the competitive scene as well, I feel like they pigeonholed certain people that you have to pick one of these 3 or 4 Pokemon because the other Megas aren't as strong as they need to be. All Megas are not created equal.
They overtuned some, right? Because let's look at like Mawile and Sableye, right? Those 2 Pokemon were useless.
Yeah, correct.
Useless. I mean, Sableye used to actually, after that, I used to use this non-Mega Sableye with Prankster because it was actually pretty good.
Right.
The thing is, though, is that Mega Sableye has Magic Bounce. Mega Mawile it's a Steel Fairy type, so it's really, really bulky. It has an amazing stat roundup. It gets huge power, so it hits very hard. It has Stab Play Rough. It has Stab Iron Head. There's so many things about Mega Mawile, but I think that Mawile is one of the few that is done correctly. Same as for Sableye, because those Pokemon you don't really get to use otherwise.
Correct. I think adding in that aspect. Yeah.
So why give it to all these Pokemon that are completely unnecessary to give it to? And then on Oros, they did the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it Megas overtuned Pokemon. Now, speaking of how it's related to Dynamaxing and now Gigantamaxing, which I don't really get too much into the Gigantamax side. I understand Dynamaxing. Yeah, there's a thing called Gigantamaxing. So essentially, Dynamaxing now can be used on any Pokemon, which I think is great.
Yes.
I think that was a good...
Gigantamax gives them like a special form, right?
Exactly. Gigantamaxing takes it to a different level on certain Pokemon, which are now, again, overpowered. It revolves around the starters. You got a Snorlax, a Lapras. There's more than that, but it has completely overtuned certain Pokemon. I think the idea of having something that you can use once a battle that might give you a slight edge over is good. If we're talking playthrough, start giving it to more trainers. Stop giving it to 2 trainers. Because if I'm able to use a Mega every single battle, they should be able to as well.
So I'm actually doing, I'm taking a break from it now, but I'm actually running a Neo X, right?
Right.
And I encounter wild Pokemon that can Mega Evolve.
Good.
And it's really scary.
Good.
I love it. It's so fun. Mega Absol, random Mega Heracross, like, ooh, scary. But I think that is done correctly, right?
It should.
I'm not a fan of Dynamaxing. I think the animation is too long. I think it looks ridiculous. It looks so dumb. Like,
it's
man.
interesting and it's just different. I think
throwing one of those gym balls at a Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And that's not because it's new, because I really like Mega Evolutions. I think Z-moves were cool, but they were one-time thing.
Yeah.
So I think they're bad because you can just switch into them. Like, whatever. Who cares about Z-moves?
Exactly. I think Z-moves were unnecessary for sure. But I definitely think we agree here. I think they have good concepts for what they're looking to do, but the execution is just poor on them. Yeah. And especially if we're talking playthroughs, because that's what we do. You know what I mean? Me and you both mainly do playthroughs. We're not on the competitive scene. Somebody in the competitive scene could have something completely different to say about this topic. But in the playthroughs, it is not as used as it should be. Talking Sword and Shield, you run into the champions thing, like maybe 3 trainers, maybe each gym leader starts to use some Dynamax, but it's all the trainers should use them. All trainers should have access to it.
Yeah, why not?
Right? Why not make it harder? I mean these games are getting hand-holding anyway, but like...
It's the same for Megas, right? Why are some Megas not used by other trainers? Like, are their bonds not good enough to be Mega Evolutions? Like, come on, man.
Right, exactly. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm in an XY playthrough right now, and I have not played all the way through X and Y. I have not run into anybody Mega evolving their Pokemon, and I'm at like the 7th gym. Sound about right for what have you played through XY recently?
X and Y base game, no.
Okay. Basically, you don't run into it. I'm pretty sure it's an end game thing for the game, and it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, as I said, I run into stuff as soon as you get Mega Evolution, people start Mega Evolution evolving. Like
Right.
it's so I've not actually played the base game in a really long time.
Okay,
but
I got
think
you.
you're correct. I think like Gen at the 8th gym or like Gen Elite 4, they actually
I think
do
Elite.
use them.
I think it's Elite 4, but regardless,
Like,
I think
it's
we can.
a
I
bit
think we can
overpowered.
agree on both sides of it that it needs to be used a little bit more. At the
I
end.
also want to point out that like Dynamaxing, man, giving those special moves is lazy. Like, it's a fighting move. It's Max Knuckle. Everybody raises their attack on your team.
Yeah.
Man, that is some lazy game design. I'm sorry, but could they not have made it any more interesting?
Exactly.
It is just boring. Like,
Exactly.
come on.
No, I agree, and yeah, to somebody in the chat's point here again, you could only use Dynamax in places of power in the thing, which only ended up being gyms and the tournaments. So I don't know. I think they missed a mark. Pokemon, if you are listening, I know you're not, but spread it through the games more. I think they're tuning a lot of these games to a younger audience, which is understandable. That's what Pokemon is. Pokemon is for a younger audience. Try to work in a mode in your games so we don't have to ROM hack them, so we don't have to do other things like that to make the game more difficult. And not that I don't ROM hack, and I would never play a ROM hack because that's wrong. But if somebody absolutely used an emulator and stuff like that, potentially, then fix it. Give us an option so we don't have to worry about that. Now.
Yeah, I think that Dynamaxing is. I mean, I think even if I was a kid, I think it'd be ugly. I'm one of the very few. I hate legendaries. I think legendaries are lazy.
Yeah.
Using legendaries in a run is lazy.
Yeah.
I never like using legendaries. I don't like the look of legendaries most of the time. I like a few, but
Right.
I understand that they're supposed to be powerful, but I think the same thing goes for Dynamaxing. It's just lazy. They're making the fight hard by giving them this gimmick. I don't know. I don't like it.
I got you.
Balance out a team. You know, it's just do actual team balancing, and then it's gonna be difficult like that.
I got you. Okay, very good. Well, Dinky, as far as our main portion of the discussion today, we are running out of time here. So we're actually going to hop over to a quick Pokemon card opening. Dinky, we are going to leave you up on stream, so don't do anything weird. But, friends, we have a nice Alakazam V box here. We're only going to open one pack, but just so you can kind of see what's included in this box. This was purchased from GameStop here recently. If I can get it open. They put a lot of packaging in these things. Comes with 4 Pokemon card
This
packs.
is a bit unnecessary. Let's be honest.
It is a little bit unnecessary. You get 2 Vivid Voltages, you get a Sun and Moon, and you get a Sword and Shield base set. You get this awful, and I hate these, oversized cards. They go in the trash, because that's where they belong. And you also get, if I can get it out without destroying it, an Alakazam V card. Also, if you collect the codes, which I know some people do, you're going to be getting multiple today. Go ahead, check out. There's your code. Take down the code, pause the video, do what you have to do to get it taken care of. And we are going to open a pack of Vivid Voltage. Dinky, hit me with your guess on what the energy is.
Steel. Are you surprised? Steel?
Steel?
Always steel.
Okay.
Always steel.
Why can I not open this? There we go. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Steel type, I'm guessing, I honestly haven't looked. I'm guessing fire. Dark.
Oh, I mean, that's close enough.
Close, kind of close to steel. Okay, let's see. We're going to get a little closer. We got Drone Rotom. We got Swoobat. We got Excadrill. Run it back with a Phanpy. We got Shuppet. Poochyena. Voltorb. Rockruff. A Reverse Dedenne. And a Wailord holographic. Hey, at least we got a holographic.
Wailord.
That's not a bad animation. I don't hate
That's
that
pretty
one.
cool. Man, that Dedenne card is ugly.
The Dedenne card is awful. Stop making Pikachu knockoffs. Now, Dinky, I'm going to be flashing codes through the screen. Is there anything you would like the viewers to know about you? Give me your quick little sign off here before we close things up and while I do this.
Oh, I don't really have a sign off. I just say buy a lot, like a lot.
You say buy it. What do you want the viewers to know about you? What do you have coming up on your stream? Let's go with that.
So I am running a Colosseum run, which I'm probably gonna add some extra rules like no items in battle. I might do some level caps. I'm not sure because Colosseum tends to not reach any level caps at all.
Okay.
The game is as difficult as is. I'm gonna finish my Neo X at some point, which is really difficult. I wiped like 14 times, 15 times. I don't remember. I'm losing count.
I got you.
Uh,
Okay.
I tend to throw some runs pretty hard by, I don't know, like keeping a Blissey into a Jolteon Volt switch. Like a tank it or something, I don't know, maybe.
You're not upset about that at all, are you?
No, not at all. Which was run 8, and I'm now on run 15, like a couple of days after.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I don't know.
Very good.
Just
well,
like,
friends,
you know,
if you want to see, I will be posting Dinky's Twitch and Twitter in the description below. So make sure you check him out. Drop him a follow. Drop him a like. Anything like that if you have not already. Dinky, thank you for coming out today. We 100% appreciate it.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, friends, as always, this is where we are going to come to a close today with the podcast. As many of you know, we do this every Monday between 10 and 10:45. Runs for a little over an hour at this point. We're clearly really bad at time. But we're going to be talking all things Pokemon. If you have any interest in either being in one of the podcasts or potentially giving ideas, make sure you check out the Discord below. And make sure you drop me a follow on Twitter as well as Twitch for more Pokemon content and more awesome things. Remember, guys, it is a great day to make it a great day. Keep spreading the love. Do what you can to make the world a better place. And we will see you in the next video. Make it a great one, everybody.